Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS FANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS FANS. Let's get to the news. When you think about the Cleveland Browns, you think about a franchise with a rich history, some recent struggles, but also a team that's always looking for ways to come back stronger, to find that spark, that missing piece that can take them to the next level. And folks, what's happening right now in the Browns universe is nothing short of explosive. It's a move that has sparked debates, divided opinions, but at the same time, it's a move that could potentially reshape their roster, especially in the wide receiver room, which has been a bit of a question mark in recent seasons. That's right, the Browns recently added Isaiah Bond to their roster, and let me tell you, the reactions have been mixed, to say the least. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Why bring in a player with such a controversial background? Because folks, in the NFL, talent and potential sometimes outweigh the baggage, especially when you're talking about a team like Cleveland, which is hungry for explosive playmakers. Isaiah Bond, a speedster out of Texas, has demonstrated his talent on the field, putting up some impressive numbers last year. He finished his college career with 540 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns, and in the current season, he's already added 99 rushing yards and a touchdown. Those are solid numbers for a player who's still trying to establish himself at the professional level. But what's really interesting here isn't just his stats or his speed, although those are definitely assets, but the story behind his signing. You see, Bond was arrested in April following an alleged non-consensual encounter, which naturally raised eyebrows across the league and among fans. However, in a surprising turn of events, a Texas grand jury decided not to indict him last week. That's a significant development, and it played a big role in the Browns' decision to bring him in, despite the backlash. Cleveland's general manager, Andrew Berry, was quick to come out with a statement explaining the move, and he made it clear that the team did their homework. They spent much of the year getting to know Isaiah as a player, as a person, and they conducted extensive research on the legal case. Berry mentioned that they didn't just rely on the legal outcome, they also included a polygraph test and heard from both sides of the story, which shows a level of diligence that you don't see every day. It's a risky move, no doubt, but Cleveland's front office believes in second chances, especially when the talent is undeniable. Plus, they had a character reference in Tommy Rees, their offensive coordinator, who coached Bond at Alabama in 2023. Rees's support was a key factor in the decision, and it highlights how much the Browns value relationships and character in their evaluations. And let's pause here for a moment. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Now, I know some of you might be skeptical about this whole situation. It's natural. The NFL and its teams have always been under scrutiny for how they handle players with controversial backgrounds. But the Browns seem to have taken a thoughtful approach. They've acknowledged the legal process was still ongoing when they initially considered signing Bond, but with everything now resolved, they're confident that Isaiah is focused on moving forward. Berry stated that the team has done their due diligence, and now Isaiah himself is eager to prove that he's learned from this experience and is ready to contribute. And folks, that's what's really interesting about this signing. Isaiah Bond isn't just a project or a reclamation story. It's a player who, despite the controversy, has shown flashes of brilliance on the field. His speed, his ability to stretch defenses, and his playmaking ability make him a potentially dangerous weapon for Cleveland's offense. Last year, he showcased his big play potential with a career-high 48 catches for 668 yards. Those are numbers that catch the eye of any NFL scout or coach, and with Rees already familiar with his game, there's a good chance that Bond could develop into a significant part of Cleveland's game plan. But it's not just about raw talent. Bond has stated that his goals go beyond just making plays. He wants to learn the Browns' offense, build strong relationships with his teammates, and contribute to the community. That mindset is crucial because, in the NFL, it's not just about what you do on Sundays. It's about how you grow as a person and as a player, how you integrate into a team culture that values resilience, dedication, and character. Bond's story is still being written, and for Browns fans, it's a story that could become quite impactful if he manages to stay focused and continue developing. Now, let's talk about what this means for Cleveland's roster. The Browns have been looking for explosive options at wide receiver. With Amari Cooper leading the group, they've lacked that consistent big play threat that can change the course of a game in a single play. Isaiah Bond, with his blazing speed and ability to make contested catches, could fill that role perfectly. Reese, knowing how to deploy him from their time together at Alabama, already has a sense of how to integrate him into the offense. It's a gamble, yes, but also a gamble that could pay off big time if Bond continues to grow and stay on the right track. The Browns have also been trying to build a balanced attack, and adding a player like Bond gives quarterback Deshaun Watson another weapon. In today's NFL, the game is all about speed, space, and explosive plays. Having a receiver who can stretch the field is invaluable, especially when defenses are focused on shutting down the run or double-teaming other receivers. Bond's ability to get behind defenders and turn short catches into long gains could be exactly what Cleveland's offense needs to become more unpredictable and dangerous. Of course, the fans are divided. Some are excited about the potential, seeing his talent as a huge plus for the team. Others remain cautious, worried about the legal issues and the character concerns that come with his background, and that's understandable. Cleveland fans have seen their team go through ups and downs, and they're rightly cautious about trusting players with complicated histories. But the fact remains that Isaiah Bond's legal case was resolved with no indictment, and the Browns believe in giving talented players a second chance, something that has been a part of their culture in recent years. Looking ahead, the expectations are high. Training camp is just around the corner, and Bond will have the opportunity to prove himself in practice, to show that he can compete at the NFL level and earn his spot on the roster. If he manages to impress the coaches and stay focused, there's no reason why he can't become a vital part of Cleveland's offense. It's a story of redemption, of resilience, and of opportunity, values that resonate deeply with Browns fans who have been through the tough times but remain hopeful for brighter days. And let's not forget, Cleveland is a team that's been building a solid foundation. With a defense that's been improving and a coaching staff that's committed to development, adding a player like Bond could be the missing piece that pushes them over the edge. The AFC North is always competitive. Baltimore, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, they're all aiming for the top, but Cleveland isn't just there to participate. They want to win, they want to make a statement, and they want to return to the playoffs and beyond. So, what can we expect from Isaiah Bond this season? Well, if he stays healthy, works hard, and keeps his focus, he could turn into that deep threat that Cleveland has been craving. His speed alone makes him a matchup nightmare for defenses, and with Reese's familiarity with his game, the Browns have a real shot at maximizing his talents. Remember, he's still young, still developing, but the potential is there. Potential that could be unlocked with the right coaching, the right attitude, and the right environment. In conclusion, Browns fans, this is a story that's still unfolding. It's a gamble, yes, but one that could pay enormous dividends. Isaiah Bond's journey is a reminder that sometimes, second chances are what you need to truly turn your life around and make the most of your opportunities. The Browns are betting on his talent and his character, and it's going to be fascinating to see how this story develops over the coming months. Will he become a key piece of Cleveland's puzzle? Will he help lead the Browns back to the playoffs and maybe even a Super Bowl? Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure, there's a lot of excitement brewing in Cleveland right now. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cleveland Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news. Thanks for being with us, and let's keep the passion alive. Go Browns!